Have you ever looked around and wondered why you are always the one left out? Why the calls stopped coming? Why no one checks in? Why the friends you once called family slowly drifted away? Have you ever sat in a room full of people yet felt like you didn't belong anywhere? It hurts. It confuses you. You ask yourself, what did I do wrong? But what if I told you that nothing is wrong with you? What if this moment, this season of being set apart is not a punishment from Allah Almighty, but a preparation, a divine arrangement designed to bring you closer to the one who never leaves? There are moments in life when you will feel like everything familiar is slipping away. People begin to show their true selves, friends become distant, social circles fade, and in that silence, something shifts. You begin to feel exposed, isolated, misunderstood. It can break your heart. It can make you cry in the middle of the night with no one there to hear it. But sometimes Allah Almighty removes the people in your life so you can finally hear Him. So you can learn who you are when no one is watching, so you can begin to walk with Him instead of running after people who were never meant to stay. As Allah Almighty says in the Quran, perhaps you dislike something while it is good for you, and perhaps you love something while it is bad for you, and Allah knows while you know not. Let that verse enter your heart. Let it soften you. Sometimes the most painful goodbyes are actually the beginning of the most beautiful transformations. When the world walks out, it makes space for your Lord to walk in. And when you stop seeking validation from the creation, you begin to taste the sweetness of connection with the Creator. The Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, said, be in this world as though you were a stranger or a traveler along a path. That means you won't always belong. You won't always fit in. And that is not a flaw. That is a reminder that this worldly life is not your destination. It's a journey, a test, a place to learn, to grow, and to return to your Lord stronger, wiser, and closer than ever before. So the next time you find yourself sitting alone wondering why no one is there for you, remember this: you are not alone. You are being set apart, not because you are not good enough, but because Allah Almighty wants better for you. He is protecting you from distractions, pulling you away from people who cannot walk where He is taking you, lifting you out of places that would have dimmed your light, robbed your peace, and delayed your purpose. There is beauty in being set apart. There is peace in knowing that the silence is not empty. It is filled with divine mercy. It is filled with lessons, with healing, with the gentle, powerful presence of the one who knows you better than you know yourself. Do not be afraid of the season. Embrace it. Let it cleanse you. Let it introduce you to your soul. Let it bring you back to Allah Almighty. This may be the very moment that changes everything. And you didn't lose anyone. You just made space for the one who matters most. There is a kind of silence that fills the room when everyone stops reaching out. A kind of emptiness that makes even the smallest moments feel heavy. You check your phone and there are no messages, no missed calls, no invitations. Just you and your thoughts. And it hurts in ways you didn't expect. It makes you wonder, did they ever truly care? Was I ever really seen? You begin to feel invisible, forgotten. But here is the truth that your heart needs to hear. You are never forgotten by Allah Almighty. Even when people forget you, even when the ones you trusted most walk away, even when it seems like no one sees your pain or hears your quiet cries, Allah Almighty sees, He hears, He knows. Not a single tear escapes your eye except that He knows the reason behind it. Not a single sigh leaves your chest except that He understands the weight it carries. His love for you is not based on how many people stand by you. It is constant, it is pure, and it is enough. As Allah Almighty says in the Quran, indeed your Lord is ever watchful. Let those words sink deep into your soul. You are never out of His sight, not for a moment. When everyone else is too distracted to notice the storm inside you, He is near. When no one sees the courage it takes for you to get out of bed and face another day alone, He sees. When your voice trembles from holding in the tears for too long, He listens. And not only does He listen, He responds gently, mercifully, in ways you don't always see right away, but in ways your heart will recognize when the healing comes. The Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, said, know that if the entire world were to gather together to benefit you with something, they would not be able to benefit you except with what Allah has already written for you. That means people can disappear, plans can fall apart, friendships can fade, but your sustenance, your joy, your purpose, it was never in their hands to begin with. Everything you need is already written, already accounted for, already held safely by the one who never forgets you. And sometimes He removes everyone else so that you finally realize you've had Him all along. This is not just a test, it's a rescue, a redirection, a divine invitation to step away from the noise and return to the one who is always near. Because the presence of people can comfort you for a moment, but the presence of Allah Almighty will comfort you forever. People grow tired, they forget, they move on. But your Lord is the one who never sleeps, never turns away, never loses sight of you. Even when you lose sight of you, even when you lose in this quiet season. Don't let your heart chase those who left. Instead, let it rest in the one who stayed. Pour out your thoughts to him. Speak to him like you would a close friend. Cry to him like he already knows, because he does. Let this be the time you learn that the most sacred conversations are the ones whispered in tears on your prayer. That the deepest healing comes not from the comfort of people, but from the nearness of your Lord. You may feel alone, but you are walking with the one who created the skies and the earth, the one who brings light after every night, who brings ease after every hardship, who brings answers in the most unexpected of ways. This is your reminder. You are not invisible. You are not forgotten. You are not abandoned. You are being drawn closer to the one who never lets go. Hold on. Keep your heart open. Keep turning back to him. Even in the silence, he is writing your story. Even in the loneliness, he is planting seeds for something greater. You are not walking through this by yourself. You are being carried by the one who knows exactly where you are headed and why this chapter needed to happen. Let that give you peace. Let that bring you hope. Let that be enough. There is something sacred about stillness, but it rarely feels that way at first. In the beginning, it feels like loss, like silence screaming in your ears, like life slowing down when all you want is for something to distract you from the ache in your chest. It feels unnatural, uncomfortable, even painful, because when everyone walks away and the noise fades, you are left with only one thing, yourself. And maybe that's what frightens you most, sitting with your own thoughts, facing what you've been running from, confronting wounds you try to ignore with busy schedules and empty conversations. But what if the stillness isn't meant to harm you? What if it's meant to heal you? What if this quiet is where your strength is finally born? As Allah Almighty says in the Quran, indeed, with hardship comes ease. That ease doesn't always look like the return of people. It doesn't always come with loud celebrations or public affirmations. Sometimes it looks like inner peace. Sometimes it's the ability to wake up with a steady heart even when no one texts you good morning. Sometimes it's the calm that settles over your soul because you finally understand that you don't need the approval of others to feel whole. You only need Allah Almighty. The Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, said, a strong person is not the one who overcomes others by strength, but the one who controls himself when angry. True strength has never been about power over others. It is about power over yourself. It is about rising in the quiet hours before dawn and whispering your pain to the one who understands. It is about smiling even when no one sees it, choosing patience when your heart is aching, and holding on to hope when everything around you is pushing you toward despair. It strips away the noise so you can finally hear your own voice. It removes the distractions so you can pay attention to what truly matters. In stillness, you begin to see the patterns in your life. You begin to recognize your strengths. You begin to notice how far you've come and how much you've already survived. This is not weakness. This is clarity. And from clarity comes strength. You were never created to be dependent on people. You were created to walk with dignity even when the path is empty. You were created to find your anchor in prayer, your stability in trust, and your comfort in the remembrance of your Lord. That kind of strength is not loud. It doesn't always look impressive to others, but it makes you unshakable from the inside out. Stillness teaches you that it's okay to slow down, to breathe, to reflect. You begin to understand that rushing toward people, toward distractions, toward noise only delays the healing. This season of solitude may feel like a storm, but it is softening the soil of your heart. It is preparing you for something deeper, something higher, something eternal. The strength you build now in the silence will carry you into the next chapter. You won't need to lean on others the way you used to. You'll walk into rooms with confidence, not because others affirm you, but because your Lord strengthens you. The stillness is not empty. It is full of lessons, full of mercy, full of the presence of Allah Almighty. And once you recognize that, you will no longer fear it. You will welcome it, because you will know this is where your strength is born, not in the noise, not in the crowd, but here, in the quiet, where your heart beats steady, where your faith grows firm, and where your soul begins to heal. Let yourself rest in the stillness. Let yourself be shaped by it. Let it remind you that even in silence, even in solitude, you are never truly alone. You are being guided, you are being refined, you are being made strong. And that strength will carry you far beyond anything you thought you needed. When you are no longer surrounded by voices telling you who to be, what remains. Who are you when no one is watching? Who are you when no one is applauding or expecting or judging? These are the questions that rise when the room empties. And while they may unsettle you at first, they are the doorway to something deeper, to discovering who you truly are. For so long we measure our worth through the reflection we see in others. We chase approval, we bend ourselves to fit in, we quiet our truth to stay accepted. But what happens when all of that disappears? When you are left without an audience, without a crowd, without the comfort of being known by others, that is when you are finally invited to be known by yourself. As Allah Almighty says,